AITAH for not helping my tenant's daughter. I own and live in a house which has a separate second portion with its private entrance, essentially a full suite. I rent out this portion of the house to a single mother with 2 girls, aged 16 and 6. I go above and beyond in helping them in issues not even related to being my tenant, such as fixing their car when it broke down, sharing my tools when they ask, etc. So the family knows me well, as I often have to help them with all kinds of stuff, and I generally don't mind doing so just to be a good landlord and human being. The 16-year-old daughter has a habit of forgetting her keys and locking herself out. Almost weekly, sometimes several times a week. This has been going on for months. When this happens, she will ring our door to ask us to open her suite door, as I have a set of keys. I work from home, so initially I would open the door for her, even if I was busy in meetings, as I didn't want her to wait outside, especially in winter. And certain times I couldn't open the door right away. I asked her to wait inside where it's warm as I finish my meeting, and then I'll open the door for her. Usually the wait was no more than 15 minutes. I did let her mother know that she has been coming frequently, and that sometimes it's difficult to help her because I'm in the middle of work and I can't just leave it at a moment's notice. Her mother acknowledged it and said she'll try to ensure her 16-year-old daughter doesn't forget her keys so often. Now my assumption was that since I've been helping the family so much, and we literally live right next to each other, that I'm not just random stranger to all of them. To my surprise, I found the 16-year-old daughter will completely ignore me as if I don't exist if she's passing by and I'm working outside in the yard. I'll look at her to say hi, and she will not even look at me as if I don't exist. This happened several times where I would try and say hi as she's passing by, and she wouldn't even acknowledge me. Until the next time she forgets her keys, then she will come and smile and be really nice to me. So yesterday when she forget her key, as usual, and came to my door to ask for my assistance, I simply refused to answer the door as I was working, and plus I figured if she's going to ignore me unless she needs something from me, I don't have to go out of my way to help her. As a result, she was locked outside for a few hours until her mother came home from work and let her in. AITAH for not continuing to go out of my way to help her when she's made a habit of locking herself out and completely ignores me unless she needs something from me. Not the asshole. You have been enabling the daughter. But now you have taught the daughter to always remember her keys. Good work. You have also learned a valuable lesson, and that is that lectures do not change behavior. Consequences change behavior. Not the asshole. Clearly, her mother isn't doing very much to ensure that she doesn't keep forgetting her keys. Sometimes natural consequences are the best ones. Not the asshole. Your tenant's daughter is 16. She's too old to repeatedly forget her keys. Regardless of her behavior towards you, her forgetfulness is becoming a nuisance and is disrupting your workday. You did her a favor by making her wait until her mother returned home to let her in, because now she understands fully the consequences of forgetting her keys. If you are male, I sure as hell wouldn't be letting a teenage girl into my home when it was just the 2 of us. Get cameras and protect yourself. Once false allegation could ruin your life. I as a landlord installed a coded lock as my tenants kept locking themselves out of the house. Not the asshole. Tell them that from now on you will be charging a $50 fee every time you need to go and unlock their home. Where I live, property managers charge fees for doing this, and the tenant will normally be required to go collect the spare key and then return it themselves. It deters tenants from nuisance requests due to their own lack of planning. Am I the asshole for wanting to tell my boyfriend's mom that her son has been stealing from my business? I, 25F, am really struggling with something in my relationship with my boyfriend, 28M, and I feel like I have no one to talk to about it. He has been taking money from my small business without asking. The first time it happened, he told me he needed to move the money into his account for house expenses, but I later found out he just spent it. I stayed quiet to keep the peace, and after about a month he eventually put the money back. Before any of this, I suggested he get a second job since we have been talking about buying a house. He refused and said he would never do that, so I dropped it. Later, I invited him to help me with my business, which is making bouquets, and I offered to split profits with him. Recently I discovered he had taken all of the money, both his share and mine, without telling me. When I confronted him, he got defensive, said he needed it for the house, and was rude about it. The only reason I even noticed was because the numbers were not adding up. I had already asked him not to use the money without permission, but he brushed it off and laughed like it was not serious. Now he has done it more than once, and when I brought it up again, he showed no remorse and started giving me the silent treatment. What hurts the most is that if he had simply asked me, I would have lent him the money. Instead, he is sneaky, dismissive, and makes me feel like I am wrong for questioning him. I have not told anyone about this, not even my parents, because I feel embarrassed and ashamed. But part of me really wants to call his mom and explain what has been happening, hoping she might talk some sense into him. The problem is that I know he will see it as me embarrassing him or being disrespectful by involving her in what he calls private matters. P.S. The first time he took money, he asked after already taking it. He paid it back within a month. The second time, he paid it back within 48 hours after I hammered on about it. He's essentially using my business as some sort credit card for his personal life without my permission. Part of me really wants to call his mom. Are you not an adult? For one thing, he should be your ex-boyfriend, and for another, forget calling his mom, call the damn police. Obviously you're not the asshole, but come on dude, you can make better decisions than this. This guy is straight up robbing you, and you want to tell on him to his mom like you're on the playground? Not the asshole, but you're making bad choices. Your boyfriend is a thief and a liar, and is using you. Time for him to hit the road. Get an account in your name only. Do not tell him anything about it. Do not lend him anything. He is taking big advantage of you. Do not tell his mom. He's not a little boy any longer. How does he have access to the money? Leave. 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 Get off Reddit and break up with the thief already. Good grief. Why are you still with him? How many red flags does he have to throw up before you realize you've anchored yourself, who is basically the gum beneath your shoe? Not the asshole, but stop being YTA to yourself. You are the asshole because this is beyond stupid. Some guy is repeatedly stealing money from you, and all you can think to do is tell on him to his mommy? You're a grown-ass woman, act like it. You think his mom, 28 years in, just forgot to tell him to not steal from people and respect his partner. What in the actual fuck? Am I the asshole for giving my housemate a deadline to find a babysitter? The last few months my husband, 39M, and I, 36F, took in a friend who needed a place to stay. That turned into us having him and his 2-year-old. That was fine and dandy, but I'm almost at the end of my pregnancy with a planning C-section here in November. The doctors are scolding me for even lifting the 2-year-old and told me that I 100% cannot be lifting on anything other than the newborn after the surgery. Plus I have been trying to be patient and understanding as our friend gets his life together. But this has turned into me babysitting 6 out of the 7 days a week due to his work. So I have had next to no downtime. I'm in constant pain. That of course is being written off by the doctor per normal. I have a high pain tolerance, so I'd hate to know the scale of pain I'm in for a normal person upside down face. I wouldn't mind watching the 2-year-old, but any advice I give seems to be thrown out the window. He feeds this kid sugary breakfast stuff all the time, and I'm left with a fussy baby who wants more sugar and refuses to nap, talking chocolate milk, the little chocolate chip muffins, cookies, sugary cereals. So I get to be the bad guy during the day and deal with scream fests because I refuse to give this kid more sweets. Regardless, I have told our housemate and my husband I refuse to look after a newborn and a 2-year-old. If it was my child, by all means. But I already did that song and dance with my first 2. I didn't sign up for this 2-for-1 deal this time. I'm not trying to be mean or have TH guy lose out on work time. But this is the last baby I plan to have, and after everything that has happened this year, and losing my mother back in June, I just want a break and to enjoy our new little one while they are little. I've been so tired and stressed that I feel like I snap at every little thing. I can't tell if it's the pregnancy or just the fact that I feel trapped with having to take care of someone else's kid while being hardly able to move. My husband works graveyard shift, so he can't help with the 2-year-old at all, and I feel it's unfair to ask my 2 kids to help all the time. Not the asshole. However, why were boundaries not set from the beginning? Why, and how, did this go from giving this guy a place to stay to you providing childcare 6 days a week? Someone was watching this kid before they moved in. FFS, put your foot down. You will never get this time back, it's their problem, and they need to solve it yesterday. You are the asshole. To yourself for letting this continue more than beyond a few short weeks. You know that you're the babysitter, don't you? You let it happen, and now he's going to say you are letting him down, and he has to work and blah blah blah. They need to go. Not the asshole for giving him a deadline, but he won't adhere to it. What the heck is you husband doing about this? It's his friend. Relax, take your own kid, and go to your parents if you have to. This is 100% on your husband to take care of, and 0% your responsibility. Look after yourself. How can your husband and housemate expect a pregnant woman/expectant mother to look after someone else's child? Absolutely blows my mind. Is this guy even paying rent or paying you? He needs to find a daycare ASAP or a new home. You and your husband, as a team, need to put your foot down. Even if your husband can't babysit, he needs to back you up. Whatever his excuse is, his kid is not your problem. If you don't put your foot down, then you are the asshole to yourself. Am I the asshole? My fiancé said he's tired, and I said me too after having a newborn. My fiancé said he was tired, and I said oh me too. He got upset and rolled his eyes and shook his head, so I said I'm sorry multiple times because I could tell he was irritated. He said multiple times I shouldn't have added to the conversation and just let him speak. But in my understanding I was agreeing like, OMG me too, I get it. All he was thinking was that I was rubbing it in his face that I get up with the baby usually. I meant nothing to it besides me also being tired. He took it as me complaining about me getting up with the baby. I literally meant nothing about it. Am I the asshole? A little more context to the situation. I 33 female with 38 male. We've been together for about 15 years and have both had many ups and downs, as well as arguments where we both have been in the wrong, as well as arguments where one of us gets more defensive about our behavior. He was very supportive of me during pregnancy when I literally did nothing around the house and was very closed off, and he didn't complain. It makes me sad to see all of the comments to say leave him when this was one conversation/argument. Where yes, I felt like I needed to apologize and is definitely a trauma response, but not solely because of our relationship and him. I've been dealing with PPD as well as depression before baby, and I think we both come off as abrasive sometimes based on the situation. He does tree work where it's not safe for him to be tired during the day, which could lead to mistakes, and I respect that. But for me, I've been struggling with going back to work and caring for the baby at night, and I've cried to him multiple times, and he supports me. But the comment he made just rubbed me the wrong way in the moment. We've worked on communication a lot through the years, and sometimes we revert back to who we were. I honestly just needed some reassurance that I wasn't out of line for saying what I did. Because as any new parent knows, lines get blurred when comments are made in the relationship with a new baby. The fact that you felt the need to immediately apologize multiple times suggests there may be some pretty serious underlying issues in your relationship. Does he often make you feel like you need to apologize for things? Does he make you feel bad about yourself? Does he often make you set aside your needs for his? Not the asshole. He's the asshole for even trying to complain about being tired when you literally just pushed a baby out your vagina and have been getting up to take care of baby regularly. If anyone should be complaining about being tired, it's you. Not the asshole. Why did you apologize so much? And being honest, you need to respect yourself way more. You care way too much about him, and he doesn't seem to care as much about you from the way he replied. You need to stand up for yourself, seriously. It only goes downhill from here. Tell your fiancé that you did not sign up for having 2 children and to please stop acting like one. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. It seems quite unfortunate you met the wrong guy to have kids with. You went through pregnancy, labor, and have had a child. All he had to do was keep you happy, make sure you and baby was okay, and probably help you with food cravings. He didn't have to injure 9 months of pregnancy and pushing a baby out. He sounds like an AH. I honestly don't know why you apologized so much. Was it out of fear? Was it because you think he's going to leave you? That's not a healthy relationship.